present last week in Poznan, and say his instinct. I think he won his in the quarterfinals in the heats. He came third, but in the semi-finals he's won his heat, and it's going to be really interesting to see if the big three. It's Mark Oldershaw. Can he confirm his potential? Vadim Menkov, world champion 2009, 2010, and obviously Attila Vajda, who has the style when it matters.
Yeah, as you said, you've really picked out the main contenders there. Oldershaw in two. He did a great job last week in securing his place for the Canadian Olympic team in that dust down with Sebastian Brendel, with Oldershaw just got it on the line.
Yeah, only half a length at the end of the end. He looked like he was comfortable, but it looks like Brendel obviously came back, and he's in this race today in lane number 6. Quickly going down the lanes, we have Poland, and then Oldershaw from Canada, Vajda in lane number 3, Robert Verch lane number 4, Vadim Menkov Uzbekistan in lane number 5, Sebastian Brendel lane number 6, Matthew Goubel, who actually did well in the semi-finals yesterday from France, Benjamin Russell, second Canadian in lane number 8, and Pierre de Kuleta in lane number 9.
And look out for Vajda at the end. He's a bit of a prince of showboating, this guy, so let's see if he wins, if he has a good victory celebration for us.
And why not?
But as I say, perhaps potentially Menkov will take this one out early and play a little bit catch me if you can, and Vajda did that exactly that at the Worlds last year. But
interesting to see. Last week in Poznan, Menkov didn't do anything at all. He was not even in the race even from the start.
And here we are looking down across the field, and Sebastian Brendel in that German colour boat just got his nose ahead. Out there in lane number 2, Mark Oldershaw is keeping in touch.
They had a very close race last week, didn't they?
They certainly did. And I really, really respect these athletes. It's such a technical sport. Remember, these boats don't have any rudders. Any correction they make to their alignment, it has to be done through the paddle stroke. And it's really the equivalent of, what, kneeling on a pencil in many ways. But you can still see Sebastian Brendel there in lane 6, just ahead of Menkov in 5. And that's Mathieu Goubel there in lane 7. I would have expected him to be out in the front early doors.
Last week he was leading for pretty much all the race coming into it. But Mark Oldershaw, instant character here. It's been a well-stated fact. I had him commenting with me on Sunday. Didn't have much choice going into the sport. His grandfather represented Canada in the 1948 Olympic Games. His father was in the Olympic Games, so basically he was born into the sport, but delighted for him last week to qualify. As we're approaching third of the race gone, it looks like Denis Menkov is, not Denis Menkov, of course, Vadim Menkov from Uzbekistan is at the moment in the first position with Sebastian Brendel, the left-hander, keeping on his side.
And I'm not surprised to see those two out in the lead. Vajda comes usually late in the race, so it is what I would have expected with Brendel, Menkov, and out there in lane 2 is the Canadian Mark Oldershaw.
But the first two have got a good boat length as we come, what, 450 metres to go?
And they lead the rest of the field through, and you can see the right-hander Mark Oldershaw just about a length down on these two, and right behind them, I'm sure, there is Vadim Menkov. Very, very strong. You can see how they thrust the hip forward to lean over the blade and pull the boat past it as they plant it in the water. Vadim Menkov and Sebastian Brendel, both left-handers there. And Mathieu Goubel from Boulogne. That's a great technical shot of Mathieu. See how important it is to get the hips going forward. Gives you extra reach on the blade. As Menkov leads through as they head down towards the 250.
Can Mark Oldershaw, who has got his Olympic place, won last year in Verch, he actually came back to beat Menkov in the last 20 metres. Has he got enough himself in him to win this race? But as we approach 200 metres to go, it looks like Sebastian Brendel is taking on Menkov.
And it looks like Attila Vajda is back in the pack there. But as I say, these are early season races, and depending where the paddlers are, anything can happen. But this looks as if it's going to be between Brendel and Vadim Menkov as they close in on the 100 metres.
100 metres to go, and it is very close. Mark Oldershaw, lane 2, coming back strongly. Leading at the moment, Sebastian Brendel from Menkov in second.
Brendel just short stroking there a little bit as he closes in on the line. 30 metres to go, but he's taken about half a boat length out on Menkov there, and the home crowd are getting really passionate about this.
20 metres to go, and it's going to be Brendel coming over the line first.
Menkov second, Matthew Goubel there got a good third place, so just nudging ahead of Mark Oldershaw out there in lane number 2.
And the local crowd wake up a little bit as the local chap takes on the rest and beats them.
Nice win there for Sebastian Brendel.
Yes, he's, as I say, he hasn't. He had a lot of work to do last week because the fact that he broke his paddle in the World Championships last year in Szeged meant that he had to go through European qualifications. Had lots of races last week, but obviously he's on form and comes home with half a boat length. Menkov decides to relax early enough and has to quickly push the boat over the line.
Very close for third place there between Goubel of France and Oldershaw of Canada. But the unofficial results seem to have given it to the Frenchman.
That's what we're looking at, 348.2 as opposed to 348.3. Couldn't get much closer. It looks like Germany from Uzbekistan from France with the 2 Canadians coming in, third and fourth and fifth position.
Again, a great technical shot there of Brendel. Look at the reach he gets on his stroke.
Well, he's a big boy, isn't he?
These guys are really big chaps, you know, a lot of height, helps give extra reach. And Vajda Menkov making the most of every ounce of his physicality there. Again, really good technical paddler. Look how he gets the weight over the blade. Goes through the 200, Brendel's beginning to pull away. Ben Russell, he's had a great couple of weeks too. He must be loving every moment of this. He had a great race last week against Oldershaw.
Came third, I believe.
And indeed, Brendel, glad that one's over. These races are so tight at the very top here. You know, it used to be that you would get 1 or 2 very good ones and a stretch in the field, but it just shows how the quality of racing has improved across the piece, with so many paddlers finishing within the same second and a half, 2 seconds over this distance.
Mummy Geese there again with her youngsters, happily gliding up the course. It's good to see, as long as they don't get banged into.
And indeed, there's the result confirmed. Brendel in 3:46, Menkov 47, and Goubel